Hi, good morning. I'm Ashika from Apartment Tata. So I just would like to summarize what Sri Ramalinga Reddy has shared here. Those of you who could not catch what he said in Kannada. So all he shared was that the main crux of is that BWSSB has to take up the charge of getting these rules across there. Like they have to make a lot of things compulsory for the apartment complexes, and the situation of water is really bad. We have almost all the lakes dried up, like Hesargata Lake, which was the main source of water for Bangalore, has dried up now, and all that we are left out with is Kaveri water now. So, and also he has had few meetings with the BWSSB wherein he has asked them to remove all unauthorized connections. I think BWSSB has already done around 32,000 unauthorized connections have been removed by now. And apart from that, so he spoke about how much of water is left out from Kaveri and what is the kind of situation we have currently in terms of numbers. So that's it. I think it's now all over to BWSSB to take charge and take the situation under control now. Yeah, thank you. Next, we have a session on water tankers. Just to bring the perspective, so when Mr. Venkatraju talked about it, the base price for BWSSB water is around, I think, starts from 6 rupees a kiloliter, right? And, sorry? 19 is for apartments. For individual houses, it starts with 6, 9. They have multiple slabs going up to 36 if you're a huge, if you consume a lot. So, I don't know, there's also this question of why apartments should pay more, because you're actually more efficient in terms of they're not providing the individual plumbing and all that. They've reached out to a lot more people through that single line. Anyway, that is another matter. But if you look at it, I think for most apartments which are using water tankers, the rates I think are varying anywhere between 60 to 120 per kiloliter. I mean per tanker, because it depends on the different sizes of tankers, right? So that's the rate. But in reality, we are not the worst sufferers. The worst are the poor in the slums, urban poor, who actually, because they pay by the pot, right? So 2 rupees a pot, 5 rupees a pot. So it works out to almost like 200 plus rupees per kilo. We'll create a visual map of the city in terms of where the prices are, because some of it is very secretive, right? You have your own negotiation with the vendor, and we don't know what the next, they'll come and tell you, oh, this apartment is already increased to 500, you guys are giving 450, I can't do it. So you kind of just give in and keep increasing. That's how the rates keep increasing, right? So there's not much of transparency in the whole system. So we thought we'll just get a sense of, you don't have to give like personal details if you're not comfortable, but let's just have a map of the city in terms of where your apartment is located and what the price we're paying. So we need to get a sense of this. Right now it's all like completely, between the vendor and the apartment MC, right? So I'll just pass it on paper. Meanwhile, Srinivasan will take over.
Thanks, Meera and Apartment Tata for organizing this. And I would like to start by congratulating Zed Homes. I really look forward to your session in the next half an hour or so. And I represent Springfields, which is a 550 apartment complex in Sarjapur Road. We have been buying water since day one, which is 2005. And we have our consumption and purchase is really high. And given the bleak picture that government presented in front of us for our area, it's clear that our dependency on water tanker is going to continue in the near future. So I would like to highlight what problems we face on a daily basis as an MC. Pradeep from Springfield is also here. He can add a few points. And every year what happens in summer is we have a situation where we end up negotiating rates. As Meera pointed out, we end up negotiating without knowing what is the right rate per tanker, so to speak. And over and beyond that, we are dealing with different personalities here. We deal with 3 vendors ourselves, and then there are a lot of other vendors in the Sarjapur Road area. And the price that they charge is completely disproportionate to the kind of service that they give us. So during summer, what happens is, say our consumption is about 300 on an average per day, the supply reduces to 250 or 300. So we are unable to, the main problem as NCs we face, we are unable to reach out to them, call them on time and demand water. Because it's probably being shifted out to some other place in the nearby construction area for a higher price. So this is the most important problem we face in this area. And other than that, the quality of water that we get through tankers, right? So it's really bad. We tested the raw water and we found that the total hardness is more than 100 ppm. And by the time we filter that and supply it to people, it's still really hard. And then people have to install their own individual ROs. And then a lot of water is wasted. And given the situation that peripheral areas get once in 10 days water, it's really important to regulate the quality of water that we get through water tankers. So that's another problem. And we don't get guaranteed supply even though we pay a high price. And over and beyond that, so whenever there is a shortfall in supply, when we call them to reach out to them, they are first of all not reachable. Second thing is, if they are reachable, they come up with excuses like driver is out sick, driver is drunk, we have power issues, we have tanker accidents, we have breakdown in the tankers, we have borewell failures, and we have fuel costs, we have no overhead storage, and all sorts of excuses come up. And we try to verify some of these excuses also. In some cases, they are genuine because borewells do fail at some point. But invariably, we've seen that they use this. Invariably, they've seen that they've used the situation to their advantage to raise cost or whatever. Whenever January comes, we call it as winter freeze in our apartment. We've heard of travel freeze and hiring freeze in corporate world, but in terms of water supply, we have this winter freeze. What happens in January is, even though there is sufficient water, they slowly reduce the supply to give an impression that there is a rate increase coming up. So that's how they start putting pressure. So there is no follow-up or regulation on that. I'm sure everyone goes through that. And over and beyond the extra hours that we put in as MC, we get brickbats from the community. Because recently I was standing near the sump monitoring the water situation, and two ladies were walking by, and one of them commented, "I see this guy daily near the sump, what's up with him?" And the other lady said, "Maybe he is jobless." So that sort of comment we get to hear. So that's okay, but the reality is, even after so much effort, we are not able to control the supply, and our consumption is also a little high. So in Springfields, we are trying to initiate some initiatives through Aeritas to reduce consumption. Also, we implemented rainwater harvesting this year, and that's giving us good results. And to conclude, I think we all have to be socially responsible, as Meera highlighted. Maids in our area come from Sarjapur and outer villages. They get one tanker in 10 days, whereas we get 50 to 100 tankers. So it's important to put that effort to basically learn from this sort of water workshop and move forward. With that, I'll leave the floor open. Thanks.
So we just thought we would like a few of you to share your experiences with tankers. And one of the things we tried in our area was about a couple of years back, try to get all apartments together and have joint negotiation. It failed miserably. They all came with the tanker, so they formed their own association, and they came, around 30 of them came to the clubhouse. So we tried all this, somebody will play good cop, somebody will play bad cop, tried everything. We just ended up, they said, okay, you pay 380, this was some time back, 380 till December, and after that it's like 400. So, and once they kind of threaten, okay, we're not going to supply at this rate, and one apartment's capitulates, and then like, like a pack of cards, we all go down. So, because water is not something, because people are ready, a lot of residents will tell you, we are ready to pay, why are you guys cribbing, and just, move on, pay the price and move on. But it doesn't work like that. It's not just about money, it's about the whole, the curve, if you look at, I think a few years ago, it was all at around 200 rupees, 250. Now it's kind of go up. There are places where apartments pay around, I think, say 800, 900 and all that. There's not too far from these areas. So the other thing we found, I think during, like he's talking about investigating, figuring out where the tankers are getting their water from. If you go down Sarjapur Road and some of these arterial roads, you will find these land for lease. Okay, a lot of it is actually, you just lease it, you sink a borewell, so, and then you can start selling the water. So you pay the farmer or the landowner just money to lease that land and get the water out of that. So if it becomes dry and, tough luck. So for them also, for the tanker supplies also, it's a very risky business. So they are trying to, play safe and, before their borewells run dry, they're trying to probably make as much as possible, make hay while the sun shines. So it's not easy, and I don't know, last I heard of, they'd all, like many of them had moved towards Hosur side and, almost towards the border to get water. So that's where things are. So if some of you would like to share stories or, in terms of if how you're able to deal with them, it'll be great. I'll just get the mic.
I would like to add one thing that, different apartments different apartments sign contracts at different point of time. So your starting rates are probably going to be different. So it's, though we come together and try to figure out what rates we are paying, it's like getting into a IT company, right? So you get into it later, you get a good salary, and it's similar to that. So the people who sign contracts later end up paying a little higher. And people who have been buying water for a long time, by virtue of being the, old customers, we end up paying a little less, but we also end up suffering during summer, in the sense that the water gets diverted to other apartments.
Yes, hello.
I'll just come one by.
Yeah, actually, I am from Habitat Splendor, that is located in Kundanali, that is near ITPL main road. So earlier we used to have tankers, and now we are getting 100% Kaveri water. So that way we are lucky. But earlier what we found that the tankers used to come and deliver the water in the night, and they never used to dump full load. Like they will. If you are not, if the security fellows are not checking, they will take half of the tanker leke jata hai, means it is very difficult.
To add a meter at the source, supply source.
No, we did not have that.
It's only 12,000 rupees and it's worth.
Yeah.
8 to 12,000 you can get a meter.
So that problem was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. That is definitely worth it. We also did. Yeah. Just 1 second. Just I think you're done with
Yeah.
your point. Okay. Just.
The question is basically water meter on the tanker. So is that meter reading and the size of the tanker, is it matching? Have you done some?
Because you will pay with the by meters reading.
Because the thing for us, what happened is we tried to doing that, and the tanker person says this meter is wrong. It really don't give the correct numbers.
They still
and
do
they're
that
not
with
ready
us,
to-
but you have to put your foot down. You have to explain that we are actually paying for what you are supplying.
Yeah,
Say your
actually-
tanker size say 6,000, and if you end up paying supplying 6250, you are getting more money. You have to explain in that sense. So we
Yeah.
try to explain that this year, and then it worked for us.
It is actually not only that, they also refuse to discharge loads in the event if the meter is fixed there.
That's
Yeah,
what
they
we
do
also-
that.
In most
But
cases,
we have
that's
to-
what has happened, and we miserably failed on that front.
So what they suggest is because of the loading time, right? One for
Precisely, yes.
So they suggest a slope for the water tanker.
No, we
to
have
be-
done everything.
So even
In
then
fact,
they
we
are
have
not.
constructed a ramp, and we have constructed a big, pipes for them to discharge very freely.
Okay.
But despite all these things, they are very reluctant to supply.
Hello.
So
Yeah,
obviously
I
because
have-
they want to make profits there.
I have a couple
Yeah.
of
Doing the numbers properly. So we actually get a 6,000 liter tanker and we start discharging. And at the end, if you go and see the numbers in the meter, it was like totally off. And so we were not able to push them hard, saying that,
Yeah, it requires a little monitoring in terms of how the meter is performing, because beyond a point, since the water is hard, salts do get deposited and you will have to replace the meter.
Yeah, there's also this other thing. There are vendors who try to fix the meter. So they try to shove in stuff in the pipeline, so when the pressure will increase, right? And that kind of pushes the meter. There are,
See,
I
the
don't know, various.
other caution with the metering thing is typically your security will be handling the supply situation. So if the driver and the security get into an agreement, it's easy to cheat. So you have to be really on top of what is coming in terms of supply and what is the meter reading per day.
That is what precisely we tried there. But unfortunately, because since we have effectively made all this control and process, they slowly refuse to supply the tankers because we are not finding any opportunity for them to cheat. So they said that it is not no longer lucrative for them to supply.
Initially it was like that for us, but we somehow managed to push them.
We are also still managing it, but we have to dispense it with the conventional meters and other measuring things. So we have to go only by the tanker
Hello?
force, and
Yeah.
per tanker is so much. That's it.
yeah,
Then
just-
will they allow
can I-
you, will they,
Can
sir?
I make some comments here? First thing is, I think we are discussing the wrong point in the sense that the rate for a tanker is decided by the tanker people. Now, they will say that 5,000 liters, they give 4,000 liters. What will you do if you say that, oh, it's 4,000 liters? They will say that, no, sorry, this is it because 1,000 liters fell up because the road was bad. So when I brought it from there to here, 1,000 liters goes. So, and this has happened. They tell that. There's nothing you can do much because they say that I pay to the borewell person 100 rupees per tanker. I have diesel cost, I have this cost, I have that cost. One tanker is so much. Whatever comes in one tanker, you get. Now one tanker, it's supposed to be 5,000, but you get 4,000. Well, you get 4,000. You still have to pay one tanker.
We still see.
So there is the thing is the negotiation happens when the market determines the rate. There is no market determining the rate. It's the tanker guy determining. He just says, okay, there is a rate increase of 4,000 rupees is that much. What will you do? So no point in measuring things, etc. Because after you measure, you say that no, you gave less. He'll say yes, no, rate has gone up, and the roads are bad. So there is bottom, half the water comes outside. And you have to pay for that. And this is what they tell. And that is also true. It could be true, it could be not true, but it doesn't really matter.
But we at least end up paying for what they supplied, right?
Because the rate is not decided by anybody, you end up paying what they charge.
Which is why,
Irrespective of that, we still need to measure, at least to know that consistently they are supplying at least 4,000 rupees,
Yeah.
4,000 liters.
Yeah, one thing I have done in my,
Liter tanker.
yeah.
And then there is a varying factor every day. How do you ensure that he is actually supplying consistently at least 4,000? Okay.
One thing very cheap you can do, okay, which I have done in my house, is that your sump, you know the dimensions. So just get a tape done on the sump on 1,000 liter, 2,000 liter, 3,000 liter mark, etc. And then you basically, every day, so you don't need to.
That will work only if there is one vendor. We have 3 vendors.
yeah.
We can't go by.
Sums are big.
Yeah, also, no, one second.
Half an inch of water actually makes a reading difference.
No, one thing, Shekhar, it's also that in apartments, it's not just about the sum, because you have, tens and 20s of, overhead tanks, and you have sums, there'll be multiple, so it's kind of difficult to measure. But I think in his case, what he's saying is, it's just that since all the apartments kind of got into the metering, somehow they kind of used to it. So the negotiation is more directly on the rate rather than, this kind
Yeah,
of
it's
cheating.
not a
That has
double-
reduced
double
now compared to earlier, in the last few years, that's what we noticed.
We can even increase the price if he guarantees that he is going to supply 5,000 every day.
Yeah. One second, I'll just come.
Yeah, as I mentioned, it is impossible to see from the tank because there is something flowing in, something flowing out. So what is the dynamic balance, you don't know. Our experience for the last 2 years is the water tankers are not cheat. As long as you have a proper monitoring system, we don't do monitor like that. We have a statistical number, and we don't have the water meter. With water meter, we are getting our own water by borewell. It got dried up. The difference is only around 3 to 4%. I am talking about statistical for 1 year. not 1 day or 2 days. More or less, we make sure our security checks when the water comes, the level is full, and make sure it is all fully drained, it doesn't go, and they are doing a good job. The water, the tanker people are not cheating from our experience. That's what I would say.
Which complex?
Acme Harmony. Sir, we are very, very meticulous about checking, and it is working well.
Shall we ask how much you pay?
We are paying 490 rupees per
I would also add to this. It's very simple, like my elderly friend added, Mr. Rajgopal. What we do is, we ask the security guy to get onto the tanker and check whether it is full. No, just whether it is full. That is one. Second, as he leaves, we just open that valve and see that it's empty. That's one part of it. Secondly, we have a CCTV camera. Okay, every entry he enters. Randomly, every week when we make the payment, randomly we check that payment to our CCTV camera. The number of loads that come in and that go out, we have a control. It's very simple. Don't worry about 500 liters, 1000 liters.
So I think it's just different ways of checking.
Okay, why measuring is important? Let me put my apartment's example. So initially, right, in the beginning of summer, we are bringing around 18-19 tankers, 220 apartments, 18-19 tankers. We are completely depending on tankers. Okay, after, in the end of May and starting by June, it started becoming 30 tankers. Okay, we thought like, okay, maybe summer holidays, people are coming, all those things. But even after that, it remained the same. Okay. So actually, why this causes problem in answering all the residents? Why it increased? And another thing, irrespective of increasing the tankers, we are struggling to get 24 hours supply. Still, a few hours we are not getting water. So people naturally ask question: tankers are increasing, water is not coming. Why it is? So we suspect either through internal leakage or external source itself reduced. So we, like you mentioned, we have CCTV camera, okay, and we also have the practice of security people checking, whether it is full and all those things. And we have also put one notice board, putting what is today's count, what was count till yesterday, for all residents. They can see actually live count they can see. So irrespective of doing this also, one day we also volunteered to check all the residents, some 20 residents, some residents checked throughout the day whether what is coming or not. Only thing we didn't do is we ourselves not check the tanker whether it is full or not. Okay. So but still we are getting, water tanker count is increasing in a suspicious way. So I feel the meter also we had. The problem is if any blockage is there, all this water, right, has lot of impurities. If any blockage is there, that also causes reading. So actually once what happened, 6,000 liters showed more than that. Okay, that is more dangerous actually. Okay, so I think we have all these problems, but we are all struggling to get what is the solution for this. We haven't found it actually. So, but what we did is in CCTV camera, right? So actually we are able to check. That is one good idea. Yeah, but probably what we can check is like once we can make complete tanks empty, and check how many tankers are required to fill. Then we can check how many tankers are required per day. That is maybe one of the idea we can do, but one day we need to suffer for that.
There's also another issue. See, when there are developments coming up, those developers pay more to the tanker guys than what residential communities can actually pay. So I stay in Divishri Elan across on Sajapur Road. So we have a Purvanga developer building coming up. That guy is paying around 600 to 700 per tanker, whereas we are paying 460, 450. The tanker guy says, I am getting 150 more. Why should I come and give you? But the problem is he's also not allowing other vendors to come in. So for the last month, since March, we've been rationing on a daily basis, and only as of yesterday we've started giving water 24/7. Yes, people do crib, but we've done workshops, we've done rationing, we are going to put rainwater harvesting supply, filters and everything. But still, if there are other factors, not only the apartment factor, but if a developer outside an apartment is willing to pay 700 or 600 per tanker, I think it gets very difficult for RWAs to actually go and fight to their level.
This is an innovative, I think in others apartments, what they do is they have a way bridge. So the same guy who supplies to our apartment, the tanker goes on the way bridge.
They can't afford it. No space.
No, it's not affordable, I agree, but I think the builder themselves have provided a way bridge, and it's only on weight basis that they pay the water.
Good morning, everybody. If you allow, can I speak Hindi?
Yes, you can speak any language.
Sir, I am from Salarpuria Santity, Sarjapura Road. When I was joined in 2011, we bought daily 20 tankers. Now we taking only 3 tankers. How I reduce this way? First thing that they are cheating more. अगर उसको आपने चीटिंग से बचवाना है तो टैंकर से कभी भी कोई नया टैंकर मंगवा रहा है पहले उसको वेइंग ब्रिज में लेके जाओ फुल लोड पे, फिर आफ्टर लोड पे उसको वे कीजिए तो असली लोड उसका पता चल जाएगा वो कितना कैपेसिटी क्या है. इसमें मुझे 2 टैंकर में पकड़ा है, वो 6500 बोला बट निकला 5800. तो हमारा एसोसिएशन साइड से 200 स्टेज में हम उसको अलाउ किया है. तो उस दिन से उसका बिल हो गया 6000 का. तो उसमें आप 100% आपको चीटिंग नहीं कर सकता. वो अगर वेइंग ब्रिज में लेके जाएगा सेम कैपेसिटी जितना है उतना ही आपने मल्टीपल कर सकते लीटर. और जब वो सर बोला था जो सिक्योरिटी गेट में जब एंट्री होता है तो एक परमानेंटली फिक्स करके एक डंडा मार्क करके वो सिक्योरिटी ऊपर ले जाके वो डंडा से मार्क करेगा. अगर कम है तो कितना कम है तो उसको कम से कम हम वार्न कर सकता है, वो नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं लेके आएगा. तो जब अनलोड हो गया इन गेट का सिक्योरिटी जाएगा साथ में. अगर गाड़ी उधर पूरा अनलोड होने के बाद आउट गेट में दूसरा सिक्योरिटी चेक करना है, सेम सिक्योरिटी चेक नहीं करना है. ये सीसीटीवी में रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा. हम अगर डाउट है तो हम बैकअप से देख सकते हैं. ये 2 सिक्योरिटी हैंडल करना है, नॉट एक. फिर उसका सिक्योरिटी का और ड्राइवर का अग्रीमेंट हो जाएगा, वर्बल अग्रीमेंट. तो उसमें आपको 100% ये 2 चीज आप देखेंगे तो आपको वो चीटिंग नहीं कर सकता है. ठीक है. और आपका पानी किधर किधर लीक होगा अंदाजा कीजिए. मेरा एक्सपीरियंस में जो फायर हाइड्रेंट सिस्टम है वो अंडरग्राउंड में होता है, उसका पूरा वाल बेसमेंट में होता है. वो हमेशा फायर डिपार्टमेंट का अनुसार हम पूरा उसको ओपन करके रखते हैं, बट उसमें अंडरग्राउंड में वो पूरा लीकेज होगा वो आपको मालूम नहीं होगा. आपका जाकी पंप हमेशा 1 आवर 2 आवर में ऑन होता रहेगा. जब प्रेशर डाउन हो रहा है वो ऑन होता रहेगा. तो इसलिए आपको मालूम नहीं होगा तो आपका डोमेस्टिक वाटर पूरा लीक होगा. ये भी मैं पकड़ा है, उसमें मुझे 3-4 टैंकर सेव हुआ है. तो अभी सभी हम अलर्ट करके रखे हैं, जब भी कुछ हो जाएगा ये वाल्व तुम ओपन करना है. ये टू जेट प्लम्बर इलेक्ट्रिशियन सिक्योरिटी सबको वाल्व के बारे में बताया हुआ है. तो एक बड़ा मगा मिस्टेक करता है हमारा ओनर लो मतलब रेसिडेंट्स. क्या करता है बताओ, कोई फ्रैंकली बताओ, कोई ओनर है इधर? एक ओनर फ्रैंकली बताओ क्या मिस्टेक करेगा आप लोग? क्या करता है, एसटीपी लाइन में कौन सा पानी जाना है, एसटीपी पानी जाना है, बट वो लोग बाहर से प्लम्बर को बुला के डोमेस्टिक पानी दे के दिया रखा है. इसमें हमने 37 ओनर को पकड़ा. मैं पूरा एंटायर सर्वे लिया, मैं खुद फिजिकल 37 ओनर को एसटीपी कनेक्शन वो डोमेस्टिक कनेक्शन दिया गया है.
So wondering who he is, he's an estate manager for his apartment complex. So you see the perspective from every angle.
मैं उसमें मुझे 4 टैंकर लास्ट में एवरेज में मिला है. तो हो गया. फिर
what did you do with them?
You need to take every 2 months to take survey each apartment inside. हाँ नहीं बताता हूँ, पूरा बताता हूँ. अगर अगर फिर क्या हुआ, बिल्डर ने 4 बोर बना के रखा गया, बट वो लोग हमको उसको सही तरीके से करके नहीं गया, उसको पूरा रिकमीशनिंग किया, रिनोवेट किया, उसमें मुझे 2 बोर मिला है, 4 में से 24 आवर्स पानी दिया। तो इसलिए मेरा जब ज्वाइन हुआ 20 टैंकर था, अभी आज मेरा अपार्टमेंट में 3 टैंकर ले रहे हैं एवरेज। तो इस तरीके से आप लोग करेंगे तो आपका पानी बहुत कुछ सेव होगा, ये असली मैटर है। बाकी ये मीटर लगाना वो सब पूरा अमल कार्रवाई है और पेपर कार्रवाई है, बट असली ग्राउंड में आपको अगर ये पूरा रेड्यूस होना है, और सबसे पहले ये पूरा आपका मैनेजर ऑनेस्टली पूरा करना है, अगर कहिए तो एसोसिएशन को बहुत बेनिफिट होगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच। सलारपुरिया सैनिटरी सरजापुरा रोड में मेरा साथी है स्प्रिंगफील्ड, कितना वो लोग सफर कर रहा है मुझे न्यूज, मेरा अपार्टमेंट का ओनर उधर भी फ्लैट लेकर रखा है, वो हमको बताता है, बट हमको इतना हमारा सरजापुरा रोड में बिल्कुल बोर का पूरा ड्राई है, बट मेरा बोर 24 आवर्स चल रहा है।
Do you have,
और जब भी हमको बारिश होता है, हमारा रेन हार्वेस्ट टैंक से 6 टैंकर 7 टैंकर मिल जाता है, उस टाइम उस दिन तो एक हफ्ते 0 टैंकर है मेरा।
No portion of estate managers, please, from the workshop.
no, just one second. Yeah, can you share your name and?
Subbareddy, ex-army man, Salarpuria Scientific.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Do you recharge in your borewell? Do you have rainwater harvesting into the borewell, or I mean, inside of the borewell? All that you've done. Yeah.
Yes, we are taking from only. How are you terrace water? We have 4 pit for each block. We are taking from that pit.
And you are supplying to resident?
Yes, we again with full.
Resident don't, they are not testing the water.
So we know.
Pure water than tanker.
Tank water, bore water, and rain water. We have through WTP, water treatment plant.
With the WTP?
Yes, with the WTP, all water.
Sir, your number please. Here.
961123 9523.
Just like to share one thing.
961123 9523.
Okay, so we also do an estate manager workshop where all estate managers come in. This is more of a management committee kind of a thing. So if any of you are interested in these inside secrets that probably estate managers know, you should also attend the estate manager workshop that we do.
When are you doing it?
Next one's not planned yet. The last one happened in January.
But I have,
But
excuse me, I have small
Just
clarification.
one second. I've got the mic.
here. So basically one thing, this is in Shri Ram Samruddhi. So we used to have couple of bore wells. I'm Prashant from Shri Ram Samruddhi. So we get Kaveri as well as we used to have bore wells. But then BWSSB started charging 50 rupees per apartment per bore well. So we have 500 flats. So it's so effectively every month we were paying like around 25,000 per bore well. That's what they started charging. So finally what we have to do is we abandoned all of them.
Each borewell we need to take only 100 rupees pay one time.
No, one time is different.
That is
There
what
is a
BWSSB came up with. They started a very hefty.
No, just a second. BWSB has a rule which says if you have a borewell in your house, as an individual, you pay so much. Okay, it is there in your. No, if you're getting BWSSB water, then you have to, you have that sewerage charge, there is a charge. Okay. The interesting thing is they are looking at it, every apartment they're charging.
Every
not
apartment.
like a.
So we have two working borewell. So 50,000 per month we were paying. So which is more expensive than just because we have borewell. So we abandoned it.
We asked them to answer you, but. No, this is something I think we should take up definitely.
Because subsequently we
They
have
cannot
actually
supply water.
done
They cannot
two
supply
bore
water,
wells.
but they can
We have spent money
lot
on
of
that.
conditions to
But
harass
because of this regulation, we were forced to
Take the mic.
we were forced to abandon the bore wells, and subsequently to even to regularize with the BWSSB, we have to spend some money on that to do all these things.
Okay, I think That is a point.
And this is what the latest
kind
thing.
of take it beyond this session, we will have to verify, because the rule says if individual, as an individual owner, resident, you pay so much if you have a bore well. So now it's kind of getting interpreted into individual apartments getting
It
paid.
is.
Doesn't make sense at all. So
It
I
is.
think we need to really take this beyond this.
No, we sought
forum.
clarification from those, those people also and from other sources also, but this is what it is.
Okay.
I can share our bills with you. What you are saying is not there are many apartments paying this.
But it doesn't
It is.
specify whether it is apartments or houses. It was always
It is-
applicable for individual houses.
No, it goes, they charge by number of apartments,
No,
per apartment.
This is a newer, because only now
It
they
is.
started.
It is, because, no, that is what, they charge about 50 rupees per flat, per borewell. We are not getting anything. That is what, if you are going to, it is a groundwater, basically.
Excuse me.
Overuse groundwater, which is common to everybody.
Exactly.
Your private property.
No, this particular point. Yeah. Okay.
Obviously.
Excuse me, just one.
See, here where one important issue comes, see, in most cases what happens is the tanker lorry people, they have a cartel with BWSSB. In most cases. In many of the apartments, I was really surprised when that gentleman told me that he was getting 100% Kaveri. But in most of the apartments where we have inquired with the management committees, none of them had vouched that, they are getting 100%. Even when there is a flow, it has been regulated by the pressure from the tanker people. Yeah.
There are 2 points here, okay? One is this whole issue of this fee per apartment for BWSSB, and this is something I've discussed with Mr. Vishwanath. So when we have his session, I think we can go deeper into it. He has a full basis of how they're doing it, why they're doing it, what do they do with the money, etc. Right? And if we want to take it beyond the forum saying this is not something that works, we can do that. So let's keep this particular point for the afternoon session. Number 2, in terms of, I think, Kaveri water, a lot of people have been getting, with the new stage 4, phase 2 thing, they've been getting a lot of water, right, when it goes beyond Martharli, Whitefield Road and all that. And that is also because, as I understand, a lot of people had not taken connection. There's a lot of water. And the reason they had not taken connection is BWSSB waits for the entire, road or the neighborhood to take the connections, because they have not given valve at the end of the pipes, you see. If they give water, the water is going to gush out of every points, right, as it branches. So it's, if one person in that road has not taken connection, it's going to go waste. Therefore, they wait for the entire road or the, lane to take the connections before releasing the water. Because they just didn't put a valve at the end of each pipe. Just a simple.
It's also the pressure, the amount of pressure that they need to pump around.
Yeah.
The pipe, it can damage the other
Yeah,
pipes,
yeah. Right. So this is another issue, and I think as more and more communities start getting water, the 100% water is going to be a question. We don't know how it's going to go.
This is the last question.
There is a design flaw in the system. BWSSB has accepted it. They will not give water to each street, okay, until all the houses take. So it's accepted by BWSSB also. I come from Nandi Gardens. We live in Avalahalli, JP Nagar 9th phase. We are totally borewell dependent. We did not take BWSSB water precisely for the reason that they charge all these huge amounts. We said we don't want your water, and they said thank you. Now, we have about 11 borewells, and we have stopped using water from 4 or 5 borewells, and we buy tankers. It works out cheaper. Running a borewell, you are depleting groundwater, and you are also getting charged for the electricity that you spend on. So what we did is we curtailed the water. 10 to 5 we won't supply. Whatever is there in the overhead tank, you use. If it's over, it's over. 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock during the day, most of us are out for work, and those who are at home, they know that water will not be there from 10 to 5. They manage somehow. This is a restriction that we have to impose. We have to manage with whatever we have. Second, the remaining 4 or 5 borewells that we stopped using, we converted them into rainwater harvesting pits. Today, I tell you, we have 4 deep bore rainwater harvesting sources. They are called point recharge structures designed on the basis of Central Groundwater Board recommendations. We have 4 of them. Not one drop of water goes out of rainwater, goes out of our complex. We don't harvest the rainwater to reuse it, but we use it to recharge the groundwater. And we have a very good topography. We know the outlet point. We have put a bund on the drains of all the outlets that we have. All the water is diverted back to the borewells. We have drilled the borewells at the point where the recharge can happen. Okay, this was all designed and done by us, and not one drop of water goes out during the rains. All the water that flows on the roads, all the water that comes from the terraces, we don't use it back. We don't have a dual pipe system. We have hardly 6 functioning borewells, and we buy about 6 to 10 tankers. Surprisingly, during summer when we expect the consumption to be more, I don't know, in our own apartment complex the consumption comes down because people leave for holidays.
Excuse me?
Yeah, can you share your... We kind of running out of time. We're going to, have issues with the next sessions. Let's take it offline during tea. But we will have, lunch and later sessions to come back to some of these topics.
So I request Mr. Rajagopal to please come and give a token of thanks to Mr. Srinivas for starting this interaction.